Boom. DNA proves biblical records. DNA confirms biblical records. Let's go to the biblical records videotape. Here we go. Strap yourselves in. We're going for a ride. Cush, very important person, individual here. The eldest son of Ham, the son of Noah. Cush had another brother, Canaan, another brother, Mitzrayim, and another brother, Put. And the mother of these, as far as we can tell, settled in Egypt. Her name is Egyptus. And all her mtDNA mitochondrial maternal line is located in Africa for many, many millennia, or several millennia, or whatever. Like 4,000 years? 4,500 years? 5,000 years? 100 years after the global flood, continents broke apart. We have more evidence on that because the ice in India traveled north instead of south because it was in the south before it broke apart, before the continents broke apart. So that's another rabbit hole, can of worms. But 100 years after the global flood, everybody isolated into family groups because of the breakup of the continents, probably. In the days of Peleg, the earth was divided. And Peleg is named divided in the Hebrew, the original Hebrew. And then in the Aramaic, curiously, Peleg means as the waters flow. So after the breakup of the continents, when the earth was divided, the word divided comes to mean as the waters flow, because the continents were divided and the water flows in between the continents now after they broke apart. And there's other evidence too. There's evidence of the jaguar in South America. It's the same thing as a leopard. Greater grison in South America, same thing as an African honey badger. And there are probably many more animals too. And all the other South American animals that reached South America before the breakup of the continents 100 years after the global flood. So that's what happened. That's why the Cushites and the Hamites never reached the Americas, because it had already broken apart, and South America had already separated from Africa. So that's why they never reached South America that way through Africa, because they didn't start moving. They were too busy trying to build the Tower of Babel. And they didn't start moving until 100 years, until the continents broke apart. Then they started moving. They isolated into family groups, began speaking their own language, and then they spread out. So then Cush went to the land of Cush, the kingdom of Cush, as we'll see, the kingdom of Cush. Mitzrayim went to Egypt. Right here, this is Wikipedia, for crying out loud. Any scientist, if you want to know something, if you want to know something about DNA, you have the information right here. Mitzrayim went to Egypt. Cush went to the land of Cush, the kingdom of Cush, or Ethiopia. So, and have the Cushite languages. And this is the area right here. This is the land of Cush. Right here. We have all the information that you ever wanted or ever needed right here. Okay. And we have, now we have DNA to back up everything that the Bible says here. Canaan is the only one that's conspicuously missing. He's missing in action off the face of the earth. Put is the land of the Phoenicians, or you might say Libyans. So you have three brothers, sons of Ham, right here. Mitzrayim, Egypt, Put, Libya, and of course Cush was the eldest son of Ham, established the kingdom of Cush, or the kingdom of Nubia, and Sudan, and Eastern Africa is what you call it. It'd be places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Sudan. Okay, so that's the area right there. They actually have Cushite languages. Okay, and we have ways to identify the sons of Cush by way of DNA. So here we go. Let's go to the DNA. Now, after looking at this, I was able to determine that this whole branch here, is the Cushite family tree. Absent Cush, the main population of Cush itself. Now, isn't that curious? See this A and the B? It's a complete, totally different tree, branching off from Cush as well. Also branching off from Cush. Now, why don't they have in here Mitzrayim and Put, or Libya? Mitzrayim, Egypt, or the Phoenicians, Libya. They're missing. But we do have this family tree here, which is Cush. So let's go back over here. We have the Cushites and the Sub-Saharan Africans here. Sub-Saharan Africans are A, B, and E1, and E3A. Notice it's E3A, and E3A, and E3A. E3M51. Khoisan. Okay, so that they probably are the descendants of Cush, more than likely. Okay, and because you can see that even the A and the B branch off a long time ago. They branch off right here from Cush, from the Cushites. And we know these are the Cushites because this person right here is the son of Cush. This C right here is Nimrod, the son of Cush. So check this out. C is in this area here. Okay, let's go to the record. We'll find out. Okay, Canaan's missing here. Okay, notice this. Cush, read it again, is the eldest son of Ham, the son of Noah, the brother of Canaan, Mitzrayim, and Put. And Cush is the father of the biblical Nimrod. Nimrod is the king of the land of Shinar, Mesopotamia. Now, where is Mesopotamia? I'll give you a hint. It's not Africa. Okay? Mesopotamia is the cradle of civilization where the ark landed. So Nimrod, the son of Cush, never went to Africa because he became a mighty hunter before the Lord and began to be mighty in the earth. He was a king over in the land of Shinar, which is Mesopotamia. Now, where is Mesopotamia? Mesopotamia is right here. This is the cradle of civilization where the ark landed. So instead of going this way or this way down to the kingdom of Cush, he had his own kingdom in the land of Shinar. And instead of going this way, he ends up going this way. And they notice how they got this one backwards here. They start out with A1, A2, A3, B, B1, B2, and then they have three E3A, E3A, E1A, and where is of course E1A could be over here, from here somewhere. But where's the C and the D? The C and the D are Cushites too. Remember here? This is one family tree. Remember you have the E1, E1A, E1B. They're not E3s. This is E2, E1, E1. Where's the E3s? The E3s is the main population. So they got it all backwards because they're trying to desperately prove the out of Africa belief. And so they got, look at it, in other words, they didn't test any Ethiopians. They didn't test any Kenyans or Sudanese. They didn't test any Libyans or Egyptians. They only tested sub-Saharan Africans. These are all sub-Saharan Africans. This Simmons genome diversity Y chromosome phylogeny project. Notice what they did. The main populations of Cush, Mitzrayim, and Put, or the Phoenicians or Libyans, which are the Berbers, I guess today, are totally absent from this picture. So these are all sub-Saharan Africans. They're all one family tree right here. This branches off from the beginning from Cush. This is all Cush right here. It's all Cush. Now I guarantee you if you tested the Sudanese, the Kenyans, the Ethiopians, the Egyptians, the Libyans, the Berbers, the Phoenicians, they would have their own tree. Because this is all Cush. Actually, the Ethiopians are Cush. The Ethiopians, Sudanese, and Kenyans are Cush. They're probably from the same Cushite family tree. But if you tested the Egyptians and the Libyans, they're probably on another family tree. Guaranteed. They're totally missing from here. And the Sudanese and the West Africans, or East Africans, I keep mixing it up. The East Africans, Sudanese, Kenyans, and Ethiopians are not even here. So we have these clear, distinct areas here. This is totally absent from this picture over here. There are no E3s here. E3s are totally missing. E3 Cushites, E3 Egyptians, E3 Phoenicians. And they're all three brothers, descendants of Ham. Canaan is missing. Nimrod is a Cushite. He was the king of Shinar, Mesopotamia, and he went this way instead of this way. Okay? So this is a Cushite. Nimrod's a Cushite. There's another Cushite, D, over here. Not sure who he is. But they went around this way, apparently. Settled in the Andamanese Islands, or island. Spread up into Tibet and Burma. Spread up into Paleo-Siberia. Also spread over to Jomon, that'd be eastern China, and went as far as Japan, where 1/3 of the Japanese population is D2. A Cushite, with a male Y chromosome paternal ancestry. Okay. Of course, C, Nimrod's descendant went as far as the northern tip of South America. C3, right here. Q is Japhethite. R is Japhethite. Coming from this way, probably. And no relation, a separate family tree from Nimrod, because Nimrod is a descendant of Ham, the son of Cush, who was the son of Ham. So, if you had known history, you would have been able to start here with the eldest son of Ham and call this A, B, and C. That's Cush, Mitzrayim, and Put. Those are the three sons of Ham, minus Canaan, who's missing. Okay. So, let's investigate further. Okay, we have here. Oh, here you go. Cush's other sons were Sheba, Havilah, Sabata, and Rama, and Sabatecha. Now, one of these is probably D. One of these people here is probably D. So let's look at this. Okay, in the Bible of minority notability, about whom neither nothing or very little is known aside from any family connections. Okay. Havila refers both a land people in several books of the Bible, the one mentioned in Genesis, while the other place thought to be in Africa and mentioned in Genesis. Thought to be in Africa. You got to be careful when it's thought to be in Africa. Thought to be somewhere and it ends up somewhere else. Okay. This list contains persons named in the Bible of minority notability, about whom either nothing or very little is known aside from any family connections. Okay, Rama is a name found in the Bible, means lofty or exalted, and also may mean thunder. So that might be interesting here. Sabtekha is, this list contains persons named in the Bible of minority notability, about whom either nothing or very little known aside from any family connections. Okay. So we have one possibility here. His name means lofty, exalted, may also mean thunder. Okay. Refers to both a land and people in several books in the Bible. How about that? Okay, so they were a land and a people, so it could be this one here too. Well, who could be D? Anyway, they're sons of Cush. These are, and Book of Numbers describes Moses as having married a Cushite woman. Right here, Cushite woman. And of course, we know Noah was raised in Egypt, or raised in Mitzrayim, the land of Mitzrayim. And apparently there was a Cushite woman somewhere where he married. And we do see Jewish people with curly hair. And these Cushite features. You know, aside from the Philashas who were Levitical or the priesthood, or they had the DNA Y chromosome of the Moses' brother Aaron, apparently. So that's when they flew a bunch of Philashas from Africa into Israel, because they also have a heritage claiming to be Jews as well, not just DNA. They have a history and a heritage of being Jewish. So, but of course they are dark in color. And the rhetorical question, can a Cushite change his skin color? Implies brown skin color. Also, the Septuagint uniformly translate Cush as, I didn't know what this was because I don't read Greek, but it's Ethiopia. I figured out it's Ethiopia. Okay. Ancient Ethiopia first appears as geographical term in classical documents, Upper Nile regions. Anyways, that's the Greek. Of course, that's later. Greeks came a long time later, after, you know, the sons of Ham were traveling around. Okay, this is unrelated. This Cush here is unrelated. Maybe he was like a descendant of Moses or something. You know, they call him Cush. I don't know. He was a follower of Saul in the time of Saul, which is the time of King David. long time later. So that's history. Josephus gives an account of the nation of Cush, the son of Ham, the grandson of Noah. Extraneous biblical corroboration. For of the four sons of Ham, time has not at all heard the name of Cush. For the Ethiopians over whom he reigned are even at this day, both by themselves and by all men in Asia, called Cushites, antiquities of the Jews. The Book of Numbers calls the wife of Moses an Ethiopian woman, Cushite. Zipporah usually described as hailing from Midian. Okay. Stranger in Midian precedes, north. Describe the inhabitants of our ancestral lands in North Africa. Okay, North Africa would be like Egypt. Stranger, this land is called Libya, inhabited by tribes of various people, Ethiopians, dark men. Okay, but it's also Put or Phoenicians. So we have all this history here, and the scientists apparently don't even know about it or didn't care to look. It's free information, known human history, historical records, confirmed by Josephus if you don't believe what the Bible says. And so we have here, these are all Cushites. I hate to say it, but these are all Cushites. It's one family tree. See, this goes all the way back to the beginning. And see, Nimrod is a descendant of Cush. So see, Nimrod went this way, and one of his brothers went this way. Another of his brothers went this way. Other brothers went this way. But they're all descendants of Cush. You saw the names of all the brothers, that nothing is known about them. They're all right here, showing up in DNA. Okay? And for some reason, they didn't even test either the Cushites from the kingdom of Cush or the Mitzrayim descendants from Egypt or the Put Phoenician descendants from Libya. So all they have is here the C, the D, and the A, B, and some of the E's. And of course they did this all backwards, so that's why this is totally out of sync, In Portuguese we say it doesn't have to do with anything. It's totally unrelated with anything. Totally unrelated. This lettering and numbering. This is all one family, Cushite family, one tree. That's why they didn't show the Libyans, Phoenicians, or Egyptians. Pretty tricky, aren't they? Okay. Okay, I didn't show this the other time. This is basically the same kind of thing, only I guess it's another study. And so these would be the sub-Saharan Africans with the greater genetic distance. And these are other probably Africans. These are Africans. These are Africans. And these are the, let me see, what do they got these things as? They have, anyways, it's color coded. The black ones are Africans, and these are whatever. Maybe I can figure it out. Hold on. Who are these people? Israel, Palestine, Yemen. Okay, these might be Semitic. Moroccan, Aborigine. It's hard to say. Georgia, Armenia, Jordan. Okay. They're not saying what this designation, what their Y chromosome designation is here. But this is African. Now what are these? These are Serbia, Chinese. Yeah, this looks like Japhethites. Okay. Egypt, Japhethites. Ethiopia. Okay. Iraq. Morocco. It's hard to say here. If they were in Chinese, Filipino, yeah. So this is probably Japhethite. If not, it's Semitic, and this is probably Semitic, because I don't see. Well, we got Taiwan, or else this is a big tree here. This might be Japhethite, and this might be Semitic. Either way, I don't think they're showing here. But the point of it is that there's three nodes. There's the Hamitic node, the Japhethite node, and the Shemite node, or the Semitics. Semite people are Semitic. And if you don't know who the Semitic people are, they're F, G, H, I, J, and K. Or not K. K belongs over here. So, and it's a totally different family tree. As we can see over here, the FGH is a totally separate tree. These Semitic people are, what do you call them? They'll be called Sumerian people. These Sumerian people are of a totally separate tree from the Abrahamic tree, which the I is connected to the Abrahamic tree, which is what I am. I'm the I. J's the Jew. E's the Egyptians, Ethiopians. And the C, what's the C? Is the Cushites. So I'm really on a roll here. So you have to have some entertainment, some humor. Okay, so the G is, who is the G? Okay, we got the H is Dravidian. We have the G's. Okay, G, H. There's the G. Okay, we got the G, H. Oh, A, B, C, D, E, F. Where's the F? F is around here somewhere, I think. But there would be a smaller population. But anyways, you have J1, J2 up here. You got the J over in North Africa, even in some in East Africa. the J1Es, Middle Eastern Semitic. See? Semitic, descendant of Shem. Cushite, son of Ham. Mitzrayim, son of Ham. Put, son of Ham. These people here, the gypsies are here somewhere. There's a gypsy right here, H, right there. So the gypsies, H1A, are gypsies, and the Dravidians are H2, or as well, not H2. So then we have the G. The G, who's the G's? Armenian? SNW, Caucasians. I don't know. No, Caucasians would be here. But the SNWs, G, they're Semitic too. But they're on a different tree than the Abrahamic tree. Okay, so this is the Abrahamic tree here. So DNA doesn't lie. Abraham was a real person. Cush was a real person. Mitzrayim was a real person. Put was a real person. Their father Ham was a real person. Ham's brother Shem is a real person. Their brother Japheth is a real person. This is all Japheth right here. KLMNOPQRS. This is Japhethites. So we have Ham, Shem, and Japheth, three separate family trees. None of these people here, let me repeat, none of these people here descended from A00. So it is A00, they found an A0, then they found an A00, and I think they even found an A000. Well, it's supposed to be A1, A2. So they're going backwards. They don't even know which direction they're going. All it means is a greater genetic distance. So, which translate to a faster reproduction rate. And and this doesn't account for hundreds of thousands of years either, because it's not that much greater distance, genetic distance, than any of these. Of course, this is going back in time, going back to Noah. Okay, this is Ham, Shem, Japheth. Okay, and if I didn't say the other time, I probably didn't. We have the same thing over here in the mitochondrial DNA. 1,000 genomes, mitochondrial phylogeny. You have the L0. Oh, there you go, L0. It's probably the same people as the A0. L1, L2, L3, L4, L5. Then you got, so mitochondria is a little bit mixed up. It's L, M, and N. Okay? You got that? Those are the three trees. And you can see the three separate trees. This is the L tree, the M tree, and the N tree. None of these trees descended from L0000 or L1, 2, 3, 4, 5. None of these people descended from these people over here. These are people tested with DNA today. Some of them have a longer genetic distance. Some of them have a shorter genetic distance, but they're people that were living that they took DNA samples from. These are from people that were living that they took DNA samples from. They just have a shorter genetic distance, but of course the ages are the same. In other words, this lineage is 4,500 years, say. This lineage here is 4,500 years. These here are 4,500 years. They're all 4,500 years. Just that some have more mutations. Some lines have more mutations than other lines. Okay? And it's not that much difference. This doesn't account for hundreds of thousands of years. So it disproves the out of Africa theory. This is, of course, mitochondrial DNA, the maternal line, and this is the paternal line, Y chromosome, phylogeny project, proving the biblical historical records here. Because Ham's a real person, Shem's a real person, and Japheth went north. The Bible says Japhethites went north. Where do we find Japhethites? Right here, north. Right here, north. Right here, north. Q, O, R, north. They went north. Up here, in, north. Q, north, Japhethite. All Japhethite. All Japhethite. Q, Q all the way down through the Americas. Yanomamos, Shingu, the other Indians in São Paulo, Xerenches, Chavantes, Q, Japhethites. Okay. But the Hamites never made it to South America going this way. But the Jaguar made it. The Greater Grayson made it because they had 100 years to get here from the Ark. But the people were busy trying to build the Tower of Babel. They never made it that far. That's why they're confined to Africa here. And the only ones that made it to America was Nimrod, who went the other way, went this way. His descendants went this way. And they, of course, this is C3 here, C3. Over here, C2, C2. So, and this is all C3. So apparently the C2 didn't make it. If they did make it, they're not around anymore, haven't been tested. But those are the only Hamites that made it to South America, is the descendants of Nimrod, because he went the other way. He never went to Africa. Let me repeat that. Nimrod was the king of Shinar in Mesopotamia. He had his own kingdom. He was great, became a great kingdom. His descendants went this way, never went this way, never went to Africa. He had his own kingdom. His father, Cush, had his kingdom. But C is a Cushite, and all these C's in Polynesia are Cushites. They're just not the ones that went up north, but they're Cushites. C4, the Aborigines, they're Cushites. The Andamanese are Cushites, who later settled Tibet, Burma, Paleo-Siberia, Jomon, and Japan. So these O, Korean, Japanese, O3, they're Japhethites. These descendants in the paternal line, these D2s are Cushite descendants, according to DNA, which doesn't lie. Okay, and this is me up here. See this here? I. Not only is J the Jews, E is the Egyptians, C is the Cushite, I is me. I am I. I'm an I1 M253. That's me. Which are the Vikings and Anglo-Saxons here. And we invaded Britain here. And I can trace my family back to Scotland here. So that's where I came from. I'm on a roll. Anyway, having fun. Anybody else having fun here? Oh yeah, we got. Oh, there's Carnivorous Ape. Porque Jungle is crushing it. Yeah. Peer review is a joke. Oh, sorry about that, people. I'm just going on and on. I didn't open up a link yet. There we go. Oh, we got lots of people going. I don't know if anybody's still around here. I'll put in the invite, I guess. But I just wanted to give an overview of what the scientific DNA evidence that doesn't lie is. So, here we go. I forgot to make it full screen, make it bigger. So if anybody wants to participate, Carnivorous Ape wanted to talk about it. He's still around. And anyone else who wants to contribute, if you're still around, there's Jim. Jim, you got your camera on. That's okay, right? Oh, I got to put my earphones in. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Hello, Jim.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Hello, Jim.
I got a delay.
Yeah.
I'm going to refresh.
Yes. Okay. Are you sure it's a refresh? You don't have a window open?
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. I got a delay. Okay, there we go.
All right. So, what do you think about the DNA evidence?
It's phenomenal. You did a great job. I've been watching for several days. And it's nice to see you on a roll like this. It really is. It feels good to know that, the source of truth is through, the source of truth is, when you put the pieces like it's a puzzle being put back together backwards. And that's what you do. And it's just absolutely phenomenal. And I'm so thankful that, you've got the rhythm, you've got the vibe, you've got it kind of going on right now. And I really think it's that because you're in a jungle or something. But anyway, it's great.
Yeah. All the way over here. And this is where I'm from. I'm from right over here.
I know your history. I know everything about you. But
and see here, see this line here?
Yeah.
That's where I'm from. And the sun rises 6 o'clock in the morning, sets at 6 o'clock at night.
I know. You told me
all year round.
By the way, I also wanted to comment. It seems like over the past couple, maybe less than 6-8 months, sounds like your speech has really improved. I'm kind of wondering, is something like God blessed you with something, or is there something? Because I've always, I know you had like a malaria, type of, some infection when you were, on your mission with your father.
Brain damage.
Yeah. But it seems like you're crisper, sharper, and everything. What has God blessed you with? Tell me.
It's just the knowledge of the truth, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. So Carney Chip is sitting outside there, and I've kind of had a little bit of a debate with him. I asked him if he's debated a vegan Christian before, because I'm a vegan. Oh, is he here?
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, great.
He wanted to talk about it earlier, so we got to give him a chance to talk.
Yeah, okay, let him go.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You can go ahead and say what you're thinking.
Okay, well, nowhere on this paper right here does it say anything about Japhethite, Hamite, Semite, or anything like that. That's what I was asking you for, was a paper that specifically linked these letters to those people.
Okay, so let me try to explain this. See,
No,
here it
no,
says.
I don't want you to explain it.
Wait. Slow down, pork chop.
Yeah. See, this
slow
says,
down. Just slow down. If you want to talk to him, slow down.
See this Semitic? You know what Semitic is, right? Semitic is the Sumerians.
No, Semitic is an ethnicity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't say Semite. It says Semitic.
Yeah, Semite. Semite is Semitic.
Let him explain himself. Wait a minute. Let's get his first definition of what he wants to explain. What is a Semite to you?
The Semites?
No. Him.
Oh,
him.
Okay, go ahead.
What's a Semite?
Semitic it's an ethnicity. It's just like Egyptian.
It's an ethnicity. It's not a cultural.
And so where are they located?
Right.
On this map from the migration, they migrated into the Middle East.
So they were already based somewhere?
Who are they? Who are these people here? Who are they?
This is a migration chart. You have to start at the beginning of the chart.
No. This is a DNA testing chart. This is DNA testing results.
Yeah, I can see what he's doing.
DNA testing results. See this Italy over here? Italy has a lot of Jewish people in it. And you look at their faces and you can say they're Jewish.
Yep.
Right here. See that?
Like the Ethiopians, right? Is that not true? Right?
Yeah. So they're
so this is what this gentleman is trying to propose, that there's something about the blacks or something. Is that what he's saying?
These are the blacks. Black people are Cushite.
Have made the comment that Jungles gets a little irritated when we comment that he's part black.
Cushite.
So now you're saying that Jungle gets irritated?
Oh, very much so.
Oh, okay.
That's funny.
I've never
very
seen
funny.
him. Listen, I've had Jungle on my YouTube channel in the past, and look, he's been a gentleman every single time. I've never seen Jungle ever get upset and yell and raise his voice once.
Oh, he had me and Ronan in here probably about a month or two ago, where he just freaking rage quit on us.
Well, that's an average thing because you guys tag team him.
Yeah, but they're making stuff up anyways. I do have a temper. I mean, I control it, but I do have an Irish temper.
So why do you have to go back to a dishonest source like this one, though?
This is not dishonest. This is a Simmons
ICCreation.com right there on the
Genome Diversity Project.
No, ICCreation.com right there in the URL. This is a dishonest source.
No, that's they just took this information and put it up for everybody to see. So, but it's DNA.
I will PayPal you right now if you find me.
Did you look up? Did you look up genetic distance?
The genetic distance was associated with that first map you were showing. This right here has nothing to do with genetic distance.
This is genetic distance. See how long this line is?
I told you specifically that this is specifically designed.
Do you know what genetic distance is? Yes or no? Genetic distance.
Times. I know what genetic distance is.
Genetic distance.
To acknowledge that we have argued about
is the number of mutations from here to here.
No.
Yes, the number of mutations from here to here. That's genetic distance. This is number of mutations from here to here. Same thing from here to here. There's less genetic mutations here than there are here.
So why don't you find a source that we can agree on is credible? And
So
then we
this is a faster reproductive rate, or just more mutations in
Take
a
me off
spirit,
mute.
because there's mutations back and forth. So this is either a genetic mutation in one direction, or it's a greater reproductive rate that accounts for this genetic distance, which is a little bit greater.
Or, and hear me out here, the A is the start of the tree, and they arranged this specifically to make it look confusing to you.
No. That starts back here.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't start here. It starts back here. These are people living today that they tested. These are people that were alive, that they tested. These people, all these people here were living, and they took DNA samples from. These you can't get the DNA samples from, but you can tell by the sequence which family tree that everyone belongs to. Capiche?
No, because you don't apparently understand the law of superstructure when it regards to genetics.
Explain yourself.
Oh, I get to talk now. Okay. Let's see here. According to you, it works just like geology. Okay. If there is a stone on the bottom of another pile of stone, which pile of stone is older? Is it the one on top or is it the one on the bottom?
Okay, so these here.
No, don't mess around with your mouse. I'm asking you a specific question.
This is the bottom here. Which is first, this or this? This is the bottom. Which is first, this or this?
I'm not going off of this chart because it's not from an accredited source.
You're talking about which comes first. Which comes first?
I'm talking about which comes first in rock. This doesn't need a visual explanation.
Okay, so none of these people here.
Shale, or is it the mud on top of it? Which one is older?
None of these people here, none of these people in the rest of the world belong to this branch of this tree. None of these people.
They are
the only people that belong to the branch on this tree are the ones that are on this branch of this tree. Nobody else is descended from these people here.
And which is why you use this source instead of the actual scientific one, because it goes more along with your narrative. That's my issue.
No, this is what the evidence shows. It shows individual family trees. No. And we can see it. We can see this is Nimrod.
No, it shows it says a C. Where does that say Nimrod?
Nimrod settled. He was a king of Mesopotamia.
I dare you.
He was a king in Mesopotamia right here.
There's no Nimrod there.
No, he's over here. His descendants are over here. But he was a king here. It doesn't show him over here. It shows his descendants over here.
No, it shows Nimrod absolutely nowhere.
And he's a Cushite. He's the son of Cush. Nimrod is the son of Cush. Okay, but he never went this way. He went this way. See here? Nimrod is the son of Cush, which is right here. Because Cush is the father of all these people here. These are all Cushites.
Okay, and I asked you specifically for a paper showing me where these people are associated with these letters, and you failed to do it. I've asked you 7 times.
No. They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know that these are Semites.
Making shit up. You have to say, oh, they don't want you to know. So now you're jumping into conspiracy.
These are Semites. You have to use your own head. These are Semites. These are Cushites, descendant of Ham. These are Mitzrayim, descendants of Ham. These are Phoenician descendants of Ham.
No, I fully agree. Yeah, you have to use your own head because you've got to make crap up. But
you're not telling me anything. H is Semitic. H is Semitic. G is Semitic.
Really? Because I don't see anywhere where it says Semitic aside from J1E.
Yeah, because it's the same family tree here. See this? G, F, G, H, right here.
So because you have to go back to the snowflake that you love so much, you're assuming that every one of these is all Semitic?
It's
according to your own logic, the only ones that could possibly be Semitic are I and J.
It's the same family tree. They're the Jews and Arabs are not the only Semitics.
If you look down towards the center right here, you've got the split comes before the F and H and G, F and G. Okay, so the only ones that could possibly be Semitic are the I and the J, by your own logic.
No,
Yeah.
these are the ones that are descendants of Abraham. Okay. But Abraham is not the only Semitic. The Jews are not the only Semites. Arabs are not the only Semites. Gypsies are Semites. Gypsies are H, and these here, they're Semitic too, in Europe.
Okay, so
But they're not Abrahamic. They're not
Yeah.
Abrahamic. These are Abrahamic. This is probably Abrahamic too.
Okay, so go ahead and do me a favor. Point out how many of these letters are from for our Semite.
All of these right here. In other words, I'll show you right here. These here are the Hamites. These here are the Semites. These here are the Japhethites.
Okay, so F, G, H, I, J, and K. How does somebody end up with 6 Y chromosomes?
It's A, B, C, D, E are the Hamites. F, G, H, I, J are the Semites. K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S are the Japhethites. And
So
according to the historical records, Japhethites went north, Israel went north, and the sons of Cush went to Africa, and the sons of Nimrod were in this area of Mesopotamia here, and ended up all the way into the northern tip of South America.
Yeah, I am fully aware of your narrative, Jungle. I don't really care about it right now. I'm asking you for the evidence.
That is the evidence.
That is not the evidence. That's your narrative. This is your claim.
No, it's the historical record of.
Then show me the record that you're getting this from. Otherwise, you're just making shit up.
I just did. I just showed you the record. I showed you the record right here. Cush, or which?
Okay. Now, where does
the
it
L?
say that Cush's letter is associated with a Y chromosome letter?
Cush is the eldest son of Ham. The sons of Ham are Canaan, Mitzrayim, Egypt, Put, Libya, and Nimrod is also he's the father of Nimrod. Okay, so Cush here.
You got something wrong. You got to change your narrative.
No, Cush. It's just confusing the way they have it here. Cush is the brother of Canaan, Mitzrayim, and Put. It's 4 brothers. And Cush is the father of the biblical Nimrod, who is the king of the land of Shinar, Mesopotamia, according to the book of Genesis.
Yeah, and you'd think
he's the son of Cush.
They'd have given him a better name by now.
He's a mighty hunter before the Lord began to be mighty in the earth. So if he was mighty in the earth, we would expect to see his Y chromosome. And what do you know? There it is.
Where does it say Nimrod on this map? I'll pay you $10 right now if you can find me
the CY chromosome is from the family of Cush because it shows it right here. See?
And Cush. I don't care about your narrative. I want
Cushite.
So Nimrod on that map.
These Cushite. No, this is where they are on the map.
No,
of course,
narrative.
Egypt is missing from here. Actually, Cush is missing from here. And Libya, the Put is missing from here. For some reason, this Simmons genome, they're looking for Adam or something like that, and they were only looking in sub-Saharan Africa. This is all sub-Saharan Africa.
Oh, so now you're saying your own source is bad?
No, I'm saying we have to go by the information that we have. And the information that we have, this is sub-Saharan Africa. And this is all one family tree. See how it connects right here? This A here is of the same family of Nimrod here and this person here.
Okay, no, that is the same family as C and D. I see
which
no whatsoever.
Which the brothers of Nimrod are Sheba, this guy, and this guy. So we have many options. Most of them went to sub-Saharan Africa. One of these, which might have been this one, could be the D that went the other way. But they're all Cushites. They're all dark-skinned people. These are dark-skinned people here. These are dark-skinned people here. And even all of Polynesia has dark-skin influence all through Polynesia here. And Micronesia, Polynesia, Melanesian, all have influence from Cush.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So you're gonna deny the evidence that they don't look like, they don't have features of dark-skinned people, which are the Cushites.
okay. Can
Because
I talk now instead of you making shit up?
I'm not making it up. The rhetorical question, can the Cushite change his skin? And
Okay.
Jeremiah
You just made the claim that I'm denying something without.
implies brown skin color. Also, Septuagint uniformly translated Cush as Ethiopian. Okay. Can the Ethiopian change his skin color? Okay. So we know from the historical records that the Cushites, these Cushites here, are the black skinned people. These people right here, they're the black skinned people. And all these people in sub-Saharan Africa are black from this influence here. All these people here and here and here are black skinned people influenced by this YCY chromosome and this DY chromosome, which are all Cushites.
Wait, so now you're saying the
DNA doesn't lie. DNA doesn't lie. We have a narrative here. The historical record is corroborated by the Y chromosome DNA evidence. And isn't that sweet? See this H, gypsies. That's Semitic.
Nimrod.
That's Semitic. See this H over here, Dravidian? That's Semitic in India.
Yep, still not Nimrod.
No, that's not Nimrod. This is Semitic.
I said using this map, I would pay
Nimrod is a Cushite.
Nimrod
Nimrod is a dark-skinned person with African dark-skinned features.
Uh-huh. And the
Okay.
thing is you have failed so far to show me where Nimrod appears on this map. You keep going over here to these Cushites, and I'm sorry to say, but it doesn't say that.
No,
It
I'm
says
saying the whole history lines up. It says Nimrod became great. Nimrod became great in the earth. Great in the earth. Nimrod became great in the earth, okay? Mongolia. The Mongolian people have Cushite features. Okay? Because they are descendants of Nimrod, who was the king of Shinar here. And they went this way, they didn't go this way.
Then why does it say Cushite right there in Africa? So you're having to alter your story every time.
No, you don't listen. Nimrod was a king in Shinar, which is right here in Mesopotamia. Not here. He is the son of Cush. But he never went to Africa because he was the king here, and he was a great hunter. He became great in the earth. Great.
Okay, so Cushites were in Western or in Eastern Africa. Then how did Nimrod end up in the Middle East?
Because when they were building the Tower of Babel here, Cush, they separated into their family units, and they went spread out different ways. Cush went here, Mitzrayim went here, Put went here, the Phoenicians.
Okay,
since Nimrod had his kingdom in Shinar, he stayed here, and his descendants went this way and not this way.
Okay, now, let me ask you how this Tower of Babel thing happened, because no Christian's ever been able to answer that satisfactorily to me. So exactly how did this happen? Was it like right when they were building it?
No, they built the Tower of Babel for like 100 years.
Okay,
or whatever it was.
Were they still working on it when God decided to do his magic snap and suddenly they started speaking different languages?
It wasn't a magic snap. The continents broke apart. Everybody separated into family groups, began speaking their own language, and that's when they started spreading out.
Really? Okay. So I have two questions then. The first one,
100 years. 100 years after the flood.
Okay. While they were working on this Tower of Babel, you said they were still working on it. They did not finish it before God decided to do whatever he did. So was it they suddenly started speaking other languages? Like, I mean, was it like, hand me that hammer, porque?
No. See, that's what's confusing. That's what's confusing. Of course, they were speaking the same language when they were all together. But when the continents broke apart, that's when it was a terrifying thing, because the earth was breaking apart. They separated into family groups, stopped building the Tower of Babel, and started speaking different languages because they had separated, because the land areas were breaking apart. And I just found out the other day from Downard. I just found out from him. Remember, India comes from over here. India has glaciers running north.
Okay. What year was this Tower of Babel?
India has signs of glacier activity going north. That's because it wasn't here. It was down here after the global flood. 100 years after the global flood, India was still down here. It only went up this way after 100 years after the global flood. It came from like around here or around here and just went that way. But it has glacier signs moving north. And Downard gave that information to me.
Okay, how far back are we actually going on this now? Because now we went from this to the Tower of Babel, back to the global flood now. So I mean, are we just going to keep going back or what?
No, the flood happened. People got off the ark in the cradle of civilization, Mesopotamia, where Nimrod. Nimrod is a big name in ancient history in Mesopotamia, right?
Well, Nimrod is definitely not a colloquial name these days, considering the.
No, I'm talking about ancient history, Nimrod. And there was many Nimrods named after him, Nimrod. But the original first Nimrod was the son of Cush. And, of course, Cush was up here, too. Everybody was here. Everybody got off the ark in Turkmenistan, in this area. Everybody got off the ark somewhere here, wherever it was. And this is the cradle of civilization right here, Mesopotamia.
Okay. Are you actually aware of what Y-DNA atom is?
The Y-DNA atom
Yeah.
is A through S.
No. Are you aware of what that star is supposed to mean? Do you actually think that Y-DNA atom?
All right, let's go back here. This A00A1, maybe this is A00.
Go back
Okay.
to the migration chart.
Okay, tell me who descended from this guy A00
Go
here.
back to the migration chart. His son descended from it. Go back to the migration chart.
Okay, his son would go this way, not this way. These are people they took DNA tests today that were living.
Yeah, because you don't understand.
You can only take DNA tests from people that are living, or actually you can take fossil sequence DNA too, which is another thing.
Yeah,
so these would be like Neanderthal or whatever. But then you got these three nodes here. You got the African, you got the Semitic, and the Japhethites, which is which. And you always got the three nodes, whether it's mitochondrial, whether it's Y chromosome. You always got the three different trees, three nodes.
I love how you're going to every single one except for the one I'm wanting. Thank you. Okay, now, do you understand what Y-DNA atom is supposed to be?
Oh, you want to talk about Y-DNA atom A00? So who descended from Y-DNA atom? Tell me who descended from this guy over here.
Go back to the migration chart.
You know who descended from this person right here?
Just
Nobody.
Go back to the migration chart.
Nobody descended from this person here. Nobody. You know who descended from this person here?
Yeah.
You know who descended? Tell me who descended from this person here. I'll tell you who descended from this person right here. Listen carefully. Nobody except his son descended from this person here. Nobody descended from this person here. Nobody.
Well, it's been a few years. I'm sure he's had a kid by now, but you're still making shit up. That's what I'm asking. Okay,
Right,
the thing
except
is,
for his son. The only person that could descend from this person here is if he had a son. Nobody in the rest of the world descended from this person here.
this is the issue that most people have with you, Jungle. You refuse to listen to actually.
So you want to change the subject again?
No, I'm not changing the
You
subject.
don't want to talk about what we're
DNA
talking about. You're not talking about what we're talking about.
I've been trying to talk about the same thing for the last 20 minutes.
No, you don't have anything to say. You don't have anything to say about what we're talking about right here. Okay, let me ask you this.
No. What is Y-DNA?
Is Cushite such a thing? Is there a thing as Cushite?
Is Y-DNA Adam? I am not.
Is there such a thing as Cushite? Do Cushites exist? Let me ask you another question. Do Egyptians
Y-DNA Adam?
Do Mitzrayim's Egyptians exist? Do they?
Do
they or do they not exist? We have a history. Listen to me. We have a history of Ham having 4 sons. One of them, the oldest, was Cush. The other one was Mitzrayim. The other one was Put. The other one was Canaan, which is missing.
What is Y-DNA Adam?
Which is Y-DNA Adam is A through S.
What is Y-DNA Adam?
A through S.
No. What
this is all? We are all Adam. We are all Adam. Don't you understand it? Adam is right here.
No.
Adam is A through S.
I am not going to allow you to try and use this bullshit graph because this is from a creation.
Adam, this is genetic distance. This is scientific genetic distance. A through S is Adam.
No, it's not.
This is called the diversity. The
narrative bullshit.
This is the diversity. We're all one family. We came from 3 brothers of the same mother.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So why don't you actually get on, open up a tab for Google and type in what is Y-DNA Adam? Because you clearly don't know what it is.
So you think this is Y-DNA? You think that's Y-DNA Adam? You think this is Y-DNA Adam?
Do you have any clue why that star is there?
Because they want you to believe the star used to be over here.
Yeah, conspiracy theory time again. Okay.
It used to be over here. They want you to believe that Adam lived here.
So guys,
when we have a history, we have a history of everybody coming from here.
We prove them wrong because they're making shit up.
Okay.
Type in what is Y-DNA Adam? No,
right.
why come from Adam, not Map World. See, that's the thing. You don't want to know the truth.
No.
You'd have done it already.
I'm showing you the truth. This is DNA scientific evidence. This is Y haplogroup. See everybody concentrated in this area? This is the cradle of civilization right here. This is the cradle of civilization. Everybody's represented here in Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, this area here. Everybody.
He has two discs to the left there, dude.
And see this yellow?
See how it does not fit your narrative.
This yellow went this way, right?
No.
See this green? The green went this way. See this blue? The blue went this way. See this orange? The orange went this way. See this? See the purple? See the red? The red went this way. You know what Europeans are? They're R1. They're red. See the Egyptians went this way. Sub-Saharan Africans went this way. But the CY chromosome, see the CY chromosome, this pink thing? Or orange, pink, whatever it is, orange.
You're making shit up again.
See how that they went this way and not this way? This is Nimrod. This is the Mongolians.
Concept between a population chart and a migration chart?
They went all the way to the Americas, even to the northern tip of South America here. And to Australia. And to the Polynesia, Micronesia, and Melanesia.
So that's a no.
And the blue went this way.
Yep.
The DY chromosome went to Tibet, Japan. See, this is scientific evidence here.
No, this is you making shit up again.
No, but you're not telling me anything. Who are these people? Who are the people here? Who are the people here? Who are the people here?
This was the population
You're not-
of the 1500s, which is clearly shown if you would actually scroll down just a little bit instead of hiding the bottom of that legend. Right there, in that little word right there, beginning about 1500 AD, right before the recent European expanse. This is a population chart.
So we have that's why we have Cushites, Mitzrayims, Egyptians, and Phoenician Libyans put. And that's why we have the Jays, Arabs, and Jews are descendants of Abraham. See that? This right here alone proves that the Bible record is true, that Abraham is the father of Jews and Arabs. Abraham is the father.
For the last half hour now, what is Y-DNA Adam?
Adam is A through S.
No. What is Y-DNA
Yes.
Adam? You do not know the answer. Google it.
Yes, right here. A through S.
All you were telling me is that you do not understand what the hell you're talking about.
No, I'm disproving your belief of out of Africa belief right now.
If you Google
I'm
it,
disproving this Y-DNA Adam right here. I'm disproving this because you have zero evidence.
with a source.
You have zero evidence that these people came from these people, because the truth is that these people came from these people. These are all Cushites.
Yeah, really? Because that arrow looks like it's going the direct, that arrow is going east, not west.
So I just disproved that because we have a known history of Cushites.
Of course, do you travel along an arrow backwards?
Did you know? See this Cush? It says Cush, right? Cushite. That Cush is the son of Ham. Did you know that?
See, people, this is why people have trouble in Walmart. You know, when you
see the Egyptians.
Apparently, most people don't understand the direction an arrow is supposed to go.
Egyptians are Mitzrayim. You know the Egyptian Mitzrayim is another son of Ham. Ham landed here. His son Cush went here. His son Mitzrayim went here. His son Put went here. Now, if you had half of a brain, you wanted to be a scientist, you would look at the historical record before you try to make up a DNA African coming from sub-Saharan African.
Yeah, really. Okay, so why don't you go ahead and prove me wrong real quick? Google up Y-DNA Adam.
I just disproved you right now. Cush is the son of Ham. Mitzrayim is the son of Ham. Put is the son of Ham. I just disproved it right now, right there.
No, in the last half hour, you've contradicted yourself 3 times.
Abraham is the son of Shem. The Japhethites went north.
Yeah, you're making shit up again. Okay.
No, it's the historical record. It's known human history. It's known human history. You are denying known facts, and now you're denying DNA evidence.
No. See, you're trying to link a fairy tale in a book with DNA evidence.
It's not a fairy tale. It's known human history is not a fairy tale.
Really? So,
yes.
Do you prefer the most recent source or the most or the oldest source?
You're just making up excuses.
No.
Cush.
If you won't fucking answer my question.
Cush is a son of Ham. Mitzrayim is a son of Ham. Put is a son of Ham. The Jews and Arabs are descendants of Abraham, who is the descendant of Shem.
Okay, Captain Dunning-Kruger.
No, well, you see, this DNA evidence is confirming known human history.
Okay. Semitic is, once again, an ethnicity. It does not refer to Shem.
This is the only Cushite. This is the only Cushite in Asia.
Okay, there's another contradiction over there.
In Nimrod. Nimrod was the only possible.
Was a Cushite.
Nimrod is the only possible ancestor of this Cushite in Asia and Polynesia and Melanesia and Micronesia. and Australia. He's the only possible father of all these people.
Mm, mm.
Yeah,
You know,
Nimrod. He was great.
I know you're trying to make shit up on the spot when you start talking really slow.
I didn't make it up. This is Wikipedia. Wikipedia.
Yes, because
See
nobody
here?
puts stuff up on Wikipedia.
See this? Kingdom of Cush, okay? See this here? Cush is the father of Nimrod. Nimrod was the king of the land of Shinar, Mesopotamia. Okay, son of Cush. He was mighty hunter before the Lord began to be mighty in the earth. Mighty in the earth. Here you go.
Yeah.
This
So
is mighty. This
I
is
got
mighty in the earth. He was so mighty, he made it all the way, or his descendants made it all the way to the northern tip of South America. That's how mighty he was.
yeah, I bet Samson would have kicked his ass.
What? He's the son of Cush. Nimrod is the son of Cush that never went to Africa.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
Why is it? Why do you think it is? Why do you think it is that they didn't test these people here, the Cushites? They didn't test the Egyptians, and they didn't test the Libyans. Why do you think when they did this test that the E3 is not even here? They got A1, B, C, and D, and E2. Where's the E3? The E3 is not even here.
with the AIG statement of faith, the E3 would disprove them.
No, the E3 is Cush, Mitzrayim, and the Libyans, the Phoenicians.
Exactly. So
why didn't they start testing these? Because these are the farther back in time. These are the sons of Ham. Cush, Mitzrayim, and Put are the descendants of Ham. And Nimrod is the son of Cush. That's why he has Cushite features. That's why Aborigines have Cushite features. That's why the Adamanese are very black. Andamanese.
redefined living. I'm not really invested in Christianity. I'm invested in creation.
I'm not even saying anything about Christianity. I'm talking about historical records and DNA evidence. DNA evidence confirms these Semitic people here. This Y chromosome confirms that these Jews and Arabs are Semitic. It confirms it.
45 minutes now because we're already
It confirms that the Cushites are Hamitic people. Hamitic. It confirms it.
Yes, this is very entertaining for me. It's incredibly cathartic.
Yeah, you don't have anything to say. There is nothing you can say because DNA evidence doesn't lie, and I've had just about enough.
I'm aware DNA evidence doesn't lie, but unfortunately,
I've had just about enough of you. Let me see what does this one guy say. This one guy, what's up? You there? Oh, he's been waiting too long, probably. So I didn't know that he was there. Yeah, standing for truth. Check it out. Ain't that something?
Respect standing for truth.
Ain't that something? That is something, isn't it?
All right, I'm back. I'm sorry.
That's no problem. So what do you think about this DNA confirmation of the descendants of Ham, the Cushites?
Well, they would have came in through the bloodline intermingling with the Seth or the Canaanite, the offspring of Cain, mixing with the Sethanites.
No, the Canaanites,
and before the flood, pre-flood.
No, this is not. This is not pre. This is not pre-flood. This has nothing to do with pre-flood. This is.
I know that's what I'm saying about it. I know that's what you're talking about post-flood. I'm talking about the DNA. It gets altered pre-flood, not during post-flood.
The only pre-flood.
Pre-flood.
This is pre-flood here. These here. This is pre-flood. fossil sequences.
No, not really.
African branch right here. African branch. 3 nodes. African, Japhethite, Semite. 3 nodes here. African, Semite, Japhethite. 3 nodes.
SFT's on pace to get it as a DFOTY award.
See that? So
No, I have no idea what the heck I'm looking at, to be honest. I see snowflake little designs. I'm sorry. I have no idea what that is.
it's
Well,
genetic distance. This here, let me give you this. This is easier to understand. This is genetic distance. This is the A1. This is the one they say is Adam, and nobody descended from this guy here. But these are Cushites. This is all one tree, one family tree, Cushites. The Mitzrayim and the Libyan Phoenicians, I'm sure this will be a creationist prediction that they belong to another tree. The Phoenicians and the Mitzrayim Egyptians are not on this Cushite tree, because this goes all the way back to C, which is Nimrod, which is a Cushite. D is a Cushite. These sub-Saharan African, because these are all sub-Saharan Africans basically, so they're all Cushites, with the exception of this E3 here, Niger Congo, which probably came from an E3 here somewhere, or it could have been this one too, but could have been here. But these are all Africans with African features.
And weren't they all coming from those 3, or at least the Cush one
Right. Well,
came
the
from
Cush,
Ham, correct?
Right.
Or
Right, but these aren't necessarily black here. These people aren't necessarily black. The black person is right here. Right here.
a black person, like there's one.
The black person is right here. Rhetorical question: can the Cushite change his skin? In Jeremiah, implies brown skin color. Also, the Septuagint uniformly translate Cush as Ethiopia. So, can the leopard change his spots? Can the Cushite change the color of his skin? So, this is where the black person comes from, and here we even have more evidence here. Kingdom of Cush, Lower Nubia. Where are we? Come on, I gotta find it. Right here. Right here. There we go. See Cush? This is the Cushite kingdom. See the kingdom of Cush or Ethiopia. These are all. This is where the dark skin colored people with dark skin colored features originated from, and they spread all the way to sub-Saharan Africa and all the way to here, the Andamanese Islands here, which also went to Tibet, Burma, which also went Paleo-Siberian. Joman, they're up here in Joman, all the way Japanese. 1/3 of the population of the Japanese people are descendants of Cush.
You got lost a lot as a kid when you were trying to follow maps, didn't you?
You didn't say anything.
Well, generally, when you follow an arrow on a map, you go the direction the arrow's pointing.
No, it is right here. See?
Really? You went the opposite direction.
See, from here, D, here, and here. But they got it mixed up. They got it mixed up because this is the son of Ham here. This is the son of Ham here. This is the son of Ham here. Why do they have designations of E?
Okay, so basically,
it's because they're trying to prove you came from a monkey here.
Disagrees with me, and then that's just made up.
They're trying to prove you came from a monkey here. They're trying to prove that we evolved from Africans.
I don't see why that triggers you so much, honestly.
No, you're projecting. You're projecting your own racism.
My quarter Puerto Rican ass is projecting your white supremacy.
Yeah, remember you're a C. That's because of
For
the
sake of argument,
Philippines, here, the Micronesia here, and the Hispanics sailing all the way over to here somewhere. That's how you got to be a descendant of Cush. You're a descendant of Cush.
no.
So it's things are what they are. I can't make myself black, and but I do have other connections to Africans, but not by way of the Y chromosome or the DNA chromosome.
Okay, so once again, you're admitting now at 45 minutes that you have no idea what DNA or why DNA atom is.
Well, I'd have to go all the way back to Noah to connect to the Cushites.
Okay, so if you're gonna use a map that shows a Y DNA atom on it, then you need to understand what Y DNA atom is.
No, this is very useful. It disproves the Y DNA atom. It's very useful. That's why I like it so much.
Okay, I don't know what kind of mental gymnastics you're doing for that, but
See, it is. See, it is. That's A, B, C, D, and E, F, G, H, I. There, Semitic, which is me. I'm the I and the J.
Always skip that first step. Why is that? Because
K,
it doesn't story.
K, because it doesn't belong here in the actual genetic tree. So this is A, B, C, D, and E, F, G, H, I, and then J, and then the K, L, M, N, O, P belongs to another tree. So the F,
So
the F belongs to the Semitic tree, Semite tree. The K belongs to the Japhethite tree, right here.
Okay, so even by your own words here, when you're trying to compare these two graphs side by side, it doesn't work.
No, it's just further refining of what the evidence is.
It looks more like further making shit up to me, but to each their own, I guess.
No, it's it's verifying known historical records. To begin with, they're known historical records to begin with.
Stories in a book. I agree.
And DNA just confirmed that these are the descendants of Abraham, who is a Semite. Abraham came from a Sumerian city called Ur. He was a Sumerian, which is Semitic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the descendants.
So you have no idea what Dunning-Kruger or confirmation bias is, do you?
And you're not saying anything. The Cushite is a descendant of Ham. Mitzrayim is a descendant of Ham. Put is a descendant of Ham. Canaan is missing. But Nimrod here is the son of Cush. Nimrod here was the king of Shinar here. And his descendants went this way instead of this way. Nobody went this way. And this D separated from Cush way, way, way back in history. See this genetic distance chart here? D separated, it has its own line way, way back in history. It has its own line.
For you, why aren't you using the actual data?
This is the actual data.
No, this is the snowflake.
This is genetic. It's called genetic distance. This is the actual genetic distance. These are not made up lines. This is actual genetic distance. It's not line. This is a greater genetic distance because of greater number of mutations.
Have you actually read the 43-page paper that's associated with this diagram?
Have you?
Yes, I have. I read it while we were on the live stream the first time you tried showing me this shit.
And then what's your conclusion?
My conclusion is the guy works for Answers in Genesis. He's a bullshit artist and he makes stuff up.
How so?
When you have this diagram that's intentionally misrepresented, and then you put it in a very tiny little mark that A is where the starting point is.
Is it or is it not genetic distance?
Words, then that's being dishonest.
Is it genetic distance? Is it or is it not genetic distance?
To me, I honestly wouldn't see, because there's always been a curse placed upon the earth, right? And the curse that started in the garden with Adam, and Adam was cursed. But when it came to the son, like when it comes to his son, Abel wasn't cursed. Cain seemed to be cursed because he killed Abel. And then it became Shem, now, or not Shem, what's his name? Seth.
So,
And then Seth and Cain have separate bloodlines. Cain's not affiliated with God, in none the least, while you have Seth who was. And so somewhere along the lines, you get the combining of these two family trees, so to speak. And then I guess apparently along those lines something happens and God sends a flood or whatever. And then out of it comes from what Noah and then his three sons. And
Yeah.
and
And their
then
three wives. And their three wives. Their
yeah,
three
but the
wives
curse is
are here.
it's passed on from that onto Ham and the rest of Ham and his descendants, which seems to fit biblically.
You mean the curse? No, the curse was on Canaan. Canaan doesn't exist anymore. He's gone. The sea people, Canaanites, are missing.
Okay,
So-
go ahead.
They're missing off the face of the earth.
DNA Adam is.
They're missing off the face of the earth just like so many other people are missing.
So I didn't hear what you said, Abe. What was that?
I said, well, I'm closing in on an hour over here. Are you actually gonna look up what why DNA Adam is?
Oh, you want to look up a Y-DNA?
Yeah. Because I'm convinced that you think that it's that it's actually supposedly the biblical Adam, and it's not.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it would be.
Well, it's Y-DNA Adam. Okay, in human genetics, Y chromosome, most recent common ancestor. The recent researchers reconstruct Y chromosomal DNA sequence by reverse mutating DNA segments to their original condition. Okay, and that's in dispute as to whether they're doing it correctly or not.
No, not really.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Genetic Adam and Eve did not live too far apart in time, but they did. Well, that's because this is Noah. The genetic Adam that we have is Noah, and the mitochondrial Eve is farther back in time.
Okay,
And the Neanderthal Y chromosome is farther back in time.
Okay, so now you just read that in human genetics, the Y chromosome is, or the Y chromosomal most recent common ancestor is Y chromosome Adam.
Yeah.
Okay, so
but which is Noah. For us, it's Noah. For us,
exactly. The star on that map should have been Y chromosome Adam. That was not biblical Adam. That would have been Noah in the Bible.
Right, has to be Noah.
And why is that star not in Turkey?
Because the Y chromosome of Neanderthals is extinct. So we don't have any Y chromosome in Neanderthals. We only have Y chromosome from Noah.
What does that have to do with the price of rice in China?
Because there's no Neanderthal Y chromosome. Nobody living today is descended from Neanderthals through the Y chromosome, through the paternal line.
4% of the population has Neanderthal DNA in them. Yeah, it's not the Y chromosome.
Not through the paternal line.
That's what I just fucking said. Do you even listen to the people?
Oh yeah, you're repeating as if to contradict what I just said. Okay.
Okay, so you brought up Neanderthal again. What the hell does that have to do with this?
They're extinct. They're not represented.
Yeah. What does that have to do with Y chromosome Adam?
They're not represented here because that would mean that there's something other than this here. That would mean there's a chromosome, Y chromosome of Neanderthals here somewhere, but it's not. But it's missing.
Wouldn't that just make them, in that sense, the Canaanites that you just said a while ago that were disappeared?
No, because
Wouldn't that just make them the Canaanites?
No, because Canaan is the son.
Y chromosome Adam. That's all that would do.
Canaan is the son of Ham. Cush is the eldest son of Ham, the son of Noah. Cush is the brother of Canaan. Canaan is the brother of Cush, the son of Ham. Canaan, Mitzrayim, and Put. Put is the Phoenicians.
Yeah, the guy who works for Answers in Genesis is making testable predictions based off of actual science. He's not actually making predictions based off of his models.
Yeah, I would have listened to what's his name,
Oh,
not Ken Hovind,
Nathaniel Jensen. You're talking about
Cam
Nathaniel
Ham.
Jensen?
That's his name.
Nathaniel Jensen is doing the work. The Wycombe. He's making videos right now. It's on
Yeah,
Sunday.
he's making videos right now that are absolute bullshit.
No, it's not. It's
Yeah,
very,
they are.
very interesting. It's very interesting
Well, they're
because
interesting
he
because
just went through what I went through weeks ago about the Tibetan Burmans and these
yeah,
people and the Japanese being descendants of Ham.
yeah,
He,
and because he puts a couple of thousand years on it instead of the actual age, you
no,
agree.
because they're black people. They're black people with dark skin features, as the
Isn't there?
same as the rest of Micronesia, the same as some settlers that were all the way here.
Yeah,
I
and
was
he
gonna.
thinks he got here in 800 AD. Do you really think that anybody takes him credibly?
I was gonna say, isn't there something
Man,
along the lines of like a five race theory or something like that,
you
or
can
five
only
races or
go
something
you
like
can
that?
only go by known evidence, known human history. You have
You are bound by the constraints of your book.
no,
Okay?
you have to go by known human history. It's not just my book, it's all of human history only
Really?
goes back 5,000 years to the global flood.
No, it doesn't. It goes back well before that.
No, only the biblical narrative goes back 6,000 years.
No, that's absolute horseshit.
No. And try not to curse on my channel, please.
The biblical narrative is less than 3,000 years old.
No, it goes back 6,000 years. It goes
500
back before Noah. It gives all the generations from Noah to Adam and Eve.
500 BC is the book of Job, which is the oldest book in the Bible.
And so what? It doesn't mean that it's not the oldest record. Just because it
No,
was copied and just because it was listen to me. Just because it was copied and recopied doesn't mean it's not the oldest record.
okay, so do you admit that stuff like the Epic of Gilgamesh is older than
So
the Bible?
you're going to change the Bible. You know what the Epic of Gilgamesh is? You know that's Sumerian, right?
Yeah, it's Sumerian poetry.
Did you know Abraham was a Sumerian? This guy here, the
That has
father of
nothing
Jews, and Abraham. I mean, the Arabs are Sumerians or is
yeah,
descendant of Abraham.
to do with what I'm talking about.
So you know Abraham was a Sumerian, right?
Yeah, great. Are you aware that there's a flood? There is a worldwide flood in the Epic of Gilgamesh?
Are you aware that there's records of global floods all over the world?
Are you aware that the biblical character of Samson was a direct ripoff of Gilgamesh?
Maybe it's the same story. Maybe it's a repeat of the same thing.
Okay, so if you're going to try and tell me that something that we labeled as 500 years older and a story is based off of the facts of something that is newer and not stealing from it.
Besides, we already know we can't trust what you say anyway, because it turned out when we go to check what you say, it turns out not to be true anyway. Because all your stories, because you get your stories from someone else, you didn't research yourself. But when we go to research it, we find out the story's totally bogus and false and has nothing to do with the biblical story. And it doesn't change anything anyway, because everybody was a descendant of Noah. Everybody had the same stories.
Circular. Redefine living. Are you a damn flat earther too?
What do we got here?
Flat Earth? What?
The circulars make up their own mutation rate? What the hell are you talking about?
That does sound like something a flat earther would say.
The circulars make up their own mutation rate. The disregard observable route. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been making testable predictions since the 300 BC or AD or whatever. So I'll stick with it.
So yeah, we have known human history that's corroborated by the DNA evidence of the people living in these areas, where they are known to have been living. And of course, we all came from this area here.
Oh, somebody disagrees with me. Hold on. Samson and Gilgamesh have zit in common. I'm assuming that means nothing.
Okay. See how all these there's a great diversity of people in this area. This is the cradle of civilization where everybody came from.
Okay, so this is the cradle of civilization in the 1500s.
Yeah. There's still people represented from the cradle of civilization. They're still there.
But if the global flood happened in 2000 or whatever BC, why are you showing me something that's
Okay, let me ask you this: if we all came from this area, we would expect to see a lot of people still in this area from where we came from, right?
okay? But if you're claiming that Uzbekistan is the cradle of humanity, then
Look at this area. See
then
this
why are you
area here?
planted in Turkey?
How many people came from this area? Nobody.
Really?
Nobody came from this area. People came from this area. See this strip here, this blue strip, and went to this area.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's what the evidence is showing. People lived
That-
here
It's on this
and
page.
they left here and they went here.
How are you going to extrapolate a migration route?
But because everyone's represented here.
No,
Nobody's represented here except the people that went here. So right there, you're just wrong.
no. You're showing how ignorant you are. That's the problem.
We didn't come from here either. We didn't come from South America either. Only the people that went to South America are in South America. Okay, not everybody went. Only these people went there. Only the red people went here. Only the light blue people went here. Only the dark blue people went here. Only the Nimrod descendants went here, here, and here. Only the DY chromosome went to Tibet and Japan. See, DNA doesn't lie. And they're descendants of Cush. They're
My claim was never that DNA lies. My claim is that you make shit up, which you're showing that you do.
you didn't. You're saying that I'm showing that I do, but you're not saying anything sensible for me to learn anything from you.
Okay, so you read it yourself. Why DNA Adam would supposed to be Noah, right? It's the most recent common ancestor.
Where did Noah land? Noah landed in this area here.
Then why is the star not there?
Because they hate the truth. They hate the biblical narrative. They hate it.
Using a source. Why are you using a source that specifically
and their own DNA evidence is proving them wrong?
No, see, you are attempting to use a source that proves you wrong in its onset.
There is no evidence anyone came from this area. The evidence is that we came from this area. I just showed you the evidence that we came from this area right here. Here.
You put your mouse around the plane. That's all.
This is where we came from right here. Nobody came from here except the people that went there. Which makes sense when you look at this. Nobody descended from these people here except their kids.
I've already told you this has been disproven. Me and Ronan debunked this flat out on one of your live streams.
How so? How so?
Because I actually sat there and found the damn thing.
Who descended from these people here except other than their kids?
I don't look at this as a serious chart because it's absolute horseshit.
Right, you're all messed up.
If you want an actual genetic tree, that's not one.
This is an actual genetic distance tree, an actual tree.
This genetic snowflake. That's exactly what it is.
You know what this means? It means for me.
Creationists like to make stuff up.
It means for me to trace my ancestry back to this person over here. I have to go all the way back in time to Noah. Then from Noah, I have to go to Noah's son Ham. And from Noah's son Ham, I got to go to Noah's son Cush, which is these people here, Cushites.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, because they got the dark-skinned African sub-Saharan African features, Cushites.
So, and this is where I'm saying.
So there. Cushites.
You're flat out wrong. And
Cushites. Not northern, not Libya, not Egyptian. Cush.
yeah.
Remember this here? This Cush here.
I don't give a damn about your Wikipedia page.
Can the Cushite change his skin?
What does that have to do with this argument?
Cushites are dark.
I don't care. You're showing me one small.
They're dark. They're African. They have their own features. They're called Cushites because they have Cushite features.
Okay, what Bible passage was that?
Right here. Jeremiah 13:23. It could say Ethiopian or Cush, depending on which one you want to do.
Let's see here. All Judah will be carried in exile, carried completely away. Lift up your eyes to see those who are coming from the north. Where's the flock that is entrusted to you, the sheep in which you boasted? You will say that when the Lord sets over you those you cultivated as your special allies, will not pain grip you like that of a woman in labor. And if you ask yourself, why has this happened to me? It is because of your many sins that your skirts have been torn off your body and mistreated. Can the Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard its spots? Neither can you do good or okay. So you're going to show me a Bible passage taken out of context. That's awesome.
The jaguar, who was separated from the leopard because of this continental split 100 years after the global flood.
Okay.
He still has the leopard spots. The jaguar still has the leopard spots.
Yeah. Okay. So then why does the sentence they tried to take was, can the Ethiopian change its skin, and think that it means skin color? Okay. That thing was taken out of context, just like you claim that everybody else takes your shit out of context.
It's not. It's his skin. It's his skin or the spots on a leopard. The jaguar has the leopard spots, and it's separated 100 years after the global flood from the leopard.
This is literally the context of this entire passage is people are bad and you can't change. So you're going to take one sentence out of the book out of context and say that you're right.
No.
Yes.
No, you can't change the color of your skin. Right here, skin.
Your skirts have been stripped off of your body and exposed. Can the Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard its spots? Neither are you able to do good. You who are accustomed.
Okay, neither. It's not saying, it's not denying the color.
Neither, as in comparison. Okay?
Yeah.
It's literally saying that you cannot be a good person.
But it's not saying that he doesn't have dark skin or spots. But you just want to make things up. You're looking for problems. Yeah, but you can't really find any, because the jaguar is separated from the leopard right here when it broke apart. India has glaciers going north because it was down here in the south. Right? So when it broke apart, when the continents broke apart, that's where India ended up, because it broke apart 100 years after the global flood. Boom.
Redefine living, I'd actually enjoy to see something older than the Epic of Gilgamesh, because it wouldn't do anything to our stance, but it'd screw your guys over.
No, we got DNA evidence. All the evidence is on our side. DNA evidence, historical evidence, calendars, genealogies, archaeologies, geologies, fossils. Really? Everything is on our side. It all proved. It all backs up the historical record that we have. What do you say?
I said you can disprove the flood with 8 different varieties of science and math.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
If you could, you would have.
We already have.
But it's all on our side. There's global flood sediments all over the world, over a mile deep.
Yes, and if there was a global flood, then they would all be the same layers, and they're not. Sorry, you lose.
They are the same layers all over the. They're like stacked like pancakes all over the world.
Really? Okay, so let's say the Utah coal deposit is going to be this. If I go there and find what layer that is, and then go to Australia, I'm going to find coal in the exact same layer.
I said they're stacked like pancakes all over the world. Some of them do go from the Americas through Europe, through the Middle East to Australia. Yes, there's a chalk bed, I think, that does that. Or something does it. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the reason why I use that exact prediction is because if your model had been true, that prediction would have been true. Okay. The Utah coal bed deposit is alone.
I just gave you an example of a layer that goes from America through Europe and the Middle East to Australia. One layer.
You have no idea what the heck I just said, huh?
No, that one layer. So that's like a global layer, and of course they're all global layers stacked like pancakes everywhere. They're all consecutive layers of water deposited sediment stacked like pancakes over a mile deep everywhere around the world, sometimes 2 miles deep. And it's the kind of volume that could only happen by a global flood.
Okay, hold on. Just because you're ignoring your chat doesn't mean I am. Larissa, let's see here. Explain my comparison of Samson, who had a Delilah problem, and Gilgamesh, who didn't have any long-haired superpowers. Okay, Gilgamesh and his brother, or his spirit brother Enkidu, were essentially just molded into one. Enkidu lost his powers because he slept with a woman. Gilgamesh, after losing his brother Enkidu, decided to search for immortality because when he lost his brother. So that right there, when he decided to go on the search for immortality, he met Utnapishtim, who is the immortal man, who is actually who Noah is based after, and who's the one that survived the global flood. So there's your story.
Did you know that Abraham was thrown into a fiery furnace? According to the book of Jasher and I don't know if I think it's a Jasher. So
Abraham, as in Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah, Abraham, the father of the JY chromosome.
Good. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Yeah, but he survived. He survived the same. He survived the same fiery furnace.
That was good. I like
Take
that.
it easy. Take it easy, one guy. Abraham survived the fiery furnace the same as Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah survived the fiery furnace than Daniel.
Oh, well, next time lead with the bad news.
That's not bad news. And you're being snide remark is like you hate the truth or something. You just hate facts. That's all you do is hate facts.
No, okay. You worship the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right?
I worship the only true God there is, the maker of everything there is.
Okay. So
heaven and earth. Heaven and earth.
That's your claim. You're a Christian. You've been talking about Semites and Hamites and Japhethites all freaking day.
So everybody's related to these people. These are people that we're all related to.
I grant you your narrative. I don't care at this point in time.
These are all people we are all related to.
Why are you going
Not necessarily?
Why are you going
necessarily? Yes. Okay. These are all people we are related. I have lineages, genealogies going through this area here.
You've got a whole bunch of stories that you've strung together. That's all you're doing.
And over here. And of course, this R1b is the same thing as this Q over here in Asia, which is the same Q over here. And this Q came from this way, and this R came from this way. But it's really from the same tree over here. You got the Q and the R's right here. Same tree. So check that out. These are all people we are all related to.
Oh, sorry. I missed that last comment. Let's hear. The Bible is a more confirmed source, so we will accept the Bible as accurate and reject the other. Yeah, that's basically the AIG statement of faith.
Well, they accept the most accurate record. So what? What's wrong with that?
Statement of faith. It literally says they will ignore evidence if it contradicts.
So what's wrong? They accept the most accurate record there is on the face of the earth. So what's wrong with that?
It's literally a statement of dishonesty. It says that I will refuse the truth if it contradicts the Bible.
No, because there is no truth that contradicts the Bible. The Bible is confirmed through and
According
through to be the truth.
Apparently, you've signed the same statement of faith.
No, I'm just saying it's been confirmed time and time again. They're about ready to dig up the temple artifacts
Well,
from the first
I-
tabernacle.
Technically, they're jungle jargon. If what he's saying, it might be true, because if you were like a Bible standard only, is who wouldn't you go out to the extra canonicals, which means you wouldn't use text like Enoch or Jasher, then you would say the whole Bible is complete and anything wouldn't be able to go against it. But since you do use, it seems at least Jasher, like as you did in that argument, you seem to hold the beliefs of Jasher, then you believe that the Bible is not whole and complete.
Jude quotes the Book of Enoch, and besides, I believe that God's word is living and active and alive. I don't believe it's confined to letters on a page.
That's fair. I can argue that.
And everything we say is supposed to be God's word, so that God is glorified.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you lying then? Because that doesn't glorify God.
You didn't prove anything. I mean,
Well,
we just went through all the proof that the Bible is true,
Are using a
and
source.
you just turn around and accuse me of lying. We
You are
just proved that it's all true.
using-
This DNA proves it's all true.
You
and
are.
you turn around and accuse me of lying.
Yes, you are. You are.
This is the lie.
You are used. You are.
This is the lie right here. This is the lie that you believe. You believe a lie. This is the lie right here.
It doesn't work
What
that
if
way.
that? I would rather to give it. What if that's just an explanation from where whatchamacallit, God grabbed the dust from Adam before he placed him in the garden and returning him, and that's why we see it there.
No,
Like I said,
because we are.
it would make more sense if it would go back to Adam in that aspect.
Because you know
I'm
what?
sorry, you completely talked over me. What was that?
Because you know what Adam is? Adam,
Oh,
this is all Adam right here. A through S is Adam. It's all
That's right.
Adam.
Hold-
What remains
hold
what remains of Adam is A through S right here.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and then that way it still makes sense. That still fits with that little star.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, because nobody descended from this little star. Because this little star is right out here. Nobody in the rest of this tree descended from this person here.
Oh, so that's Abel.
I find it funny. You keep going back to the snowflake, even though the actual work behind the snowflake disagrees with you.
This is genetic distance. That's all it is genetic distance in the tree where it belongs.
In the scientific study of the paper, it literally says
B, C.
A.
It literally says what?
In the scientific study, that 48-page paper that I was reading on the live stream when you first showed this thing, it starts at A. It says it in the literature, because you don't read the literature and you look at a graph.
What starts at A? The nomenclature starts with A. These are living people. Starts with A.
Okay. This is why I was asking you if you understood the concept of superstructure.
Superstructure, the oldest one's back here. Not
No,
back here. Not over here. The oldest one's back here.
A is the oldest genetic mutation that we all share.
All right, guys, I think I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right, take it easy, one guy. No,
Yes.
because I have to go through Noah to get to here.
Doesn't work that way.
See, I'm over here. I have to go all the way to Noah and up this branch of Ham to get to this Cushite over here. And this Cushite over here, or is Polynesian, that's you right there. That's
No,
Cushite right there.
Okay. Let's try this one more time. Superstructure. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Superstructure right here. This is the foundation right here.
Stop playing with your mouse, okay? If you don't understand it, just say you don't, and I will explain it to you.
Yeah, the superstructure foundation is here, not out here.
It's not on that page anywhere.
This is the tip. This is the tip of the tree branch. Yes, it is right here. A1 right here.
Okay. Superstructure applies to rocks. Stop playing with your mouse.
Right
And
here. A1. A1 right there. That's That's the tippy tip of the tree branch that nobody descended from except him and his kids.
So you're not going to listen.
No, you don't have anything to say.
Oh, I have plenty to say, but it all involves your
If
wall.
you had something to say, you would have said it already. You would have already said it because I gave you plenty of chances.
No, you didn't. You've interrupted me every time I started talking.
If you had something to say, instead of arguing, you would have said it by now.
Okay, I spent almost an hour in here asking you for a source. It took you over an hour to actually figure out what Y-DNA atom was. And you still refuse to admit you're wrong.
No, I knew what you're talking about the whole time, and I knew that's not Y-DNA atom. Y-DNA atom is A through S.
No, it's not.
It's A through S. See this S over here?
Esther.
See this S over here? It's A through S. That's Y-DNA atom.
No.
Yes.
No, sorry.
Yes, we are all descended from Adam. Sorry to burst your bubble.
You have a Google page up that proves you wrong right now.
Sorry to burst your bubble. We are all descended.
Adam is the most recent common ancestor. In this context, according to your biblical narrative, that would have been Noah. That star, however, is not in Turkey where you're claiming it is. Therefore, your source, the one page that you are using right now, is either wrong and it's invalid, or you claim that it's
I just disproved this star.
I
just disproved this Y-DNA atom. I just disproved it.
No, you didn't disprove it. You said, oh, I don't want you to know.
Because all these people here are descended from these people, which are descended from Ham, which is descended from Noah. That is the superstructure right there. See, I know you don't have anything to say.
Are you literally brain dead?
Anyway, I can't go on forever anyway. So, everybody have a nice day. Cushites. Cushites are the people of the hour. Cushites, right there. Right here. Oh, right here. See if we can find it here. Right here. Cushites, right there. All the sub-Saharan Africans, all the Polynesians, all the Mongolians are descended from Cush, and 1/3 of the Japanese population is descended from Cush. God bless everybody. Actually, I should go through all these comments, right? Anyway, but there's a lot of comments, and I can't run my time out so much. But anyways, we can talk more about it. And had Standing for Truth on here somewhere. There he is. Yep. All right. So we learn a lot from the scientific evidence, DNA evidence. DNA doesn't lie. And it disproves that A0000, whatever they want to say.